Hello, my name is Karen Dwire. I am the current founder of Accessible Travel Planners. And I wanted to just spend a brief moment talking about what accessible travel planners is and the future that we're heading. This is a story of resilience, evolution, and our nonprofit vision. So, Accessible Travel Planners, our origin story in 2022, when I started into the travel industry, I had been an occupational therapist for 20 years at that point. And in 2022, I started into a travel agency. And at that point, began to have conversations with other therapists and people with disabilities, moms of kids with disabilities, people with disabilities themselves, like whatever the case may be. We had a grassroots effort that was primarily therapists that shared a vision for accessible travel. We knew that there's a huge gap between the experiences that we know people can have and the ones that they actually have when they have differing abilities and special needs and medical complexities. So in 2023, our mission exploded. We brought hundreds of people into our organization and help them train and become more specialized in accessible travel planning. But at that same time, we saw the need for an official entity to be developed. So in January of 2024, I was able to launch a community and a platform, and the company Accessible Travel Planners launched, and over 200 plus pre-launch courses were purchased in order to be able to specialize in accessible travel planners. And in 3 years since then, over 1,000 individuals started their businesses, and we had a very strong, robust group for a number of years. And so, with a common belief that travel is for everyone. Well, with anything, there was some evolving setbacks. We had to become more resilient, and then we hit a pivot point later last year. I personally, some of my personal issues and some of my personal things happening in my life were leading reasons why we had some changes, setbacks, moving at a different pace and unable to sustain growth. So I had an international move and a personal health battle that were both unforeseen in 2024 and 2025. I was also had personal issues in my career and unexpected contract cancellation with the host travel agency that I was working with, citing accessible travel planners as a conflict of interest. So I had to quickly pivot, and I was still experiencing some health issues. But we were able to partner with a new host agency last fall in 2025. We were able to pivot quickly. They have proven to be a wonderful partner for a new to help us house our travel planners and accessible travel planners mission, and they have been wonderful, and we will be sharing more about them as they become more central to our new mission as a nonprofit. So the core mission of ATP has remained despite all external setbacks. In 2026, a fresh start and new pathway to rebuild better, stronger, and more true to our original mission is currently underway. So the future of ATP is nonprofit. A new nonprofit is already being formed. We are filing a 501c3 organization paperwork in Colorado, where I am from and where a lot of this started. So nonprofit status protects the core mission, and we are also able to expand our impact through education, assistance, and support. So the ATP pillars of service are going to be education and empowerment. We are going to educate, we have education for travelers, caregivers, and travel agents. We have financial assistance that will be available, scholarships and travel grants for accessible travel adventures, comprehensive travel support, whether that's boots on the ground with someone as they are traveling, or just the logistical training and having certain needs being met when they are on their vacation. And then global action initiatives. We have mission-based group trips and projects planned that you'll be hearing much more about very, very soon. And then we will also work on systemic advocacy as we go, because there is, like I said, a huge gap in the travel industry. It's a very rich industry. It's a very powerful industry. Over 90% of Americans alone want to travel and plan to travel in the next 6 months. That doesn't matter if you have a disability or a differing need or a medical complexity. It just doesn't matter. Everyone wants to travel. So we need to affect change in a positive way in the travel industry and help everybody be able to travel regardless of age or ability. So the ways you can support the movement, you can buy our courses and our products. You can support initial fund. This will help support initial funding for nonprofit startup. You can also start your own travel business. I will give more information in the description of this video of ways that you can learn more information and get started. And you can, plan to volunteer your time. We have two upcoming trips in Orlando and in Hawaii for this July. So if you plan to be there, or you live there, or you have a product or a service that you would like to donate, please let me know. You can email me at hello@accessibletravelplanners.com with questions, ideas, and offers of support. So yeah, thank you. And please contact me if you, like I said again, hello@accessibletravelplanners.com with any comments or questions. Reach out to the person who invited you to this. Obviously, that's for the live call, which I am doing a recap of right now. But if you happen to be watching this and someone originally told you about Accessible Travel Planners, either email me and let me know who it was, or reach out to them and they'll get us in touch. Thank you so much.